Welcome back to Easy English Lab. We're happy to have you here with us. Today, Jake and I want to talk about something simple but meaningful. The topic is finding joy in small things. We hope this topic feels relaxing for you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, this topic is actually one of my favorites. Life moves fast, you know? People work a lot, they study a lot, and sometimes they forget the tiny moments that make life feel warm. So today we want to slow down and talk about those small moments.
Right. And many listeners tell us they listen while cooking, driving, or cleaning. So maybe this episode can help you notice more good moments around you.
Let's start with something easy. Emma, what's one small thing that gives you joy these days?
Oh, I think it's when I open my window in the morning. The air feels clean, the light is soft, and I get this nice feeling like, okay, I can start my day again. It's just a small thing, but it feels peaceful.
That's a good one. Morning air is special. For me, it's making tea in the morning. I enjoy the quiet moment before the day begins. When the water boils, I feel calm. It's simple, but it helps me start the day.
Yes, and that's why small moments are important. They look tiny, but they change how we feel.
So let's talk about why small things matter. For example, imagine you're having a hard day. Everything feels heavy. But then someone sends you a nice message, or a stranger smiles at you. It's small, but it changes your mood.
Exactly. Small things help you come back to the present. When you feel stressed, your mind is everywhere. But a small joy brings you back. It reminds you that not everything is bad.
And small things are easy to miss. You need to train yourself to notice them. It's like a small skill.
And the best part? Small joys are free. You don't need money. You don't need a big event. They're just part of normal life.
Maybe we can share some stories. I have one. A few weeks ago, I walked home after a long day. I felt really tired. Then I passed a house with someone playing the piano. The music was soft, simple. It wasn't a show or anything big, but I stopped for a moment and listened. And that moment made me feel warmer inside.
That sounds really nice. Music gives joy very easily. I have a story too. I bought a small plant for my desk. Every morning I look at it and I feel calm. I like the idea that something grows slowly, day by day, and it gives my mind a tiny break.
Small things like that make life easier. Even a plant can change the mood of a room.
If you're listening right now, maybe take 1 second to look around. What's around you? A window? Your phone? Your coffee? Maybe there's something small that feels nice.
Yeah, sometimes it's the smell of food, or the sound of someone talking, or even your own breathing. It doesn't need to be big.
And if you can't find one right now, that's okay. The point is to stay open. Small joys appear at random times. You just need to be ready to notice them.
Maybe you can try this idea for a week. Every day, find one small thing that makes you feel good. Just one. And pause for 1 second when you feel it.
I also want to talk about living slower. Many people think slow means lazy, but slow just means you pay attention. You see the little things.
Yes, when life is too fast, you miss details. You forget to feel anything. But slowing down, even for a few seconds, helps your mind relax.
And those tiny details are where happiness hides.
So maybe today you can find a moment to slow down. Even 5 seconds is enough.
Before we move on, I want to say this. You deserve small moments of joy, even if your life is difficult right now.
And joy can come without a big reason. You don't need something special to feel good. You can enjoy the small things around you.
We hope this part helps your day feel a little lighter.
And now we can continue our conversation in the next part.
So, Jake, in part 1, we talked about the idea of small joys. For part 2, maybe we can talk more about the different types of small joys, like small joys at home, small joys outside, and small joys with people.
Yes, I like that. Because small joys are everywhere, but they feel different in different places. Maybe we can start with small joys at home. Home is where people spend a lot of time.
True. For me, one small joy at home is when I clean my desk. It sounds boring, but when the desk is clean, I feel calm. I feel ready to work. It gives me a fresh mind.
I know what you mean. A clean space feels like a clean mind. For me, a small joy at home is soft light. When I turn on a warm lamp in the evening, the room feels cozy. It feels safe.
Yes, warm light changes everything. It makes the room feel alive. And it's a small thing. It takes only 1 second to turn on the lamp. Another small joy at home is cooking something simple. Not a big meal, just a small snack, like making toast or cutting fruit. The sound and smell feel comforting.
That's nice. When I cook something simple, I feel present. I'm not thinking too much. I'm just enjoying the moment.
What about small joys outside the home? I think being outside is full of little surprises.
Yes. For example, when I walk to work, sometimes I see a dog. The dog doesn't know me, but it looks happy, and that small moment makes me smile.
Animals really give joy, even birds. When I hear birds in the morning, I feel peaceful. It reminds me that the world is bigger than my problems.
That's a powerful thought. And nature has many small joys. Leaves moving in the wind, light through trees, or even the sky when it looks soft and blue.
I like watching the sky. It always changes, and it's free. Everyone can enjoy it. Sometimes a simple sky feels better than a big event.
That's true. And small joys outside often happen when we slow down. If we walk fast, we miss everything. But if we walk a little slower, we notice more.
Now let's talk about small joys with people. These are my favorite.
Mine too. I think human connection is full of tiny happy moments.
For example, when a friend listens to you carefully, they don't need to say anything big, just listening is enough. And it feels warm.
Yes. Or when someone remembers something small about you, like your favorite drink. It's a tiny action, but it shows care.
I love moments when people laugh at the same time. Not a big laugh, just a small one. It feels like you are connected for a second.
Shared laughter is special, and even a small message from someone can make your day lighter.
True. A simple, "How are you?" can make you feel seen. But I think many people forget to notice these moments. Why do you think that happens?
I think people are busy. They think they must do big things to be happy. They plan big goals, they wait for big events.
Yes, they wait for special days to feel happy. But normal days also have beautiful moments.
Also, when people use their phones too much, they don't look around. Their attention goes to the screen, not the world.
Right. And sometimes people feel stressed or tired. When the mind is tired, it's harder to see small good things.
So we need to practice, like training the mind to look for tiny good moments.
It's like learning a new language. You need practice every day. Small practice.
Maybe we can give listeners some tips, simple things they can try.
Good idea. My first tip is pause for 1 second. Just 1 second. When something feels nice, stop and notice it.
That's powerful. A tiny pause changes the mind.
And you don't need a special moment. Even drinking water can feel good if you notice it.
My tip is to keep your eyes open. Look around more. Look at people, trees, light, colors, movement. Every place has something small to enjoy.
Another tip is to say thank you in your mind. Not to someone, just to yourself. When you feel a small joy, say, thank you for this moment.
That's nice. It makes the moment feel stronger.
And for English learners, this can also help with mindfulness. Noticing small things helps you stay calm when learning a language.
Yes, learning English is easier when your mind is relaxed.
Let's talk about some small joys people often forget. For example, clean water. Many people drink water every day, but they don't think about how lucky they are to have it.
True. Or a comfortable chair. When I sit on a good chair, I feel grateful. But usually I don't think about it.
Warm food is another one. A warm meal is a big gift, but we think it's normal.
Even electricity, light at night, is amazing when you think about it.
Yes, life has many things we think are normal, but they're actually wonderful.
Small joys also help with mental health. They give small breaks to the mind.
Yes, when your mind feels heavy, a tiny moment can help you breathe again.
And small joys don't fix problems, but they give energy to continue.
They remind you that there is still something good, even on difficult days.
And noticing small joys helps you feel more grateful. Gratitude makes life feel softer.
Gratitude is like medicine, but it grows from tiny things.
I think childhood memories have many small joys. Do you have one?
Yes, when I was a child, I loved sitting by the window and watching rain. I didn't need anything else, just the sound and the view. It felt magical.
That's beautiful. For me, it was riding my bike slowly around the neighborhood. I liked the wind on my face.
Childhood teaches us how to enjoy small things, but adults forget.
So maybe we should learn from our younger selves.
Before we end this part, I want to say something. Small joys are everywhere, but they are quiet. They don't call you. You need to notice them.
Yes. And when you start noticing them, life feels fuller, softer, kinder.
So maybe today, you can try to see one small joy.
Just one. It's enough. And now we'll continue in part 3. So in part 1 and part 2, we talked about different types of small joys and how they appear in daily life. For this part, I think we can go deeper. Maybe we can talk about how small joys change us, how they change our thinking, how they change our lifestyle.
Yes, I like that. Because small joys are not just moments. They also shape who we become. Over time, they help us see life in a softer way.
Right. When people start noticing small joys, they usually become calmer. They worry less. They complain less. They feel more satisfied with what they already have.
It's true. Sometimes people think happiness is something big and far away. But when you enjoy small things, happiness feels close. It feels possible.
So I can start with this. For many years, I thought happiness comes from big goals, big achievements, big changes. But then I noticed that big moments don't happen every day. They happen only sometimes.
Right. Big moments are rare, but small moments are everywhere.
Exactly. So the math is simple. If you want more happy moments, you need to notice small ones.
That's a nice way to say it. It's like a strategy for life.
Yes. And when I started noticing small joys, I felt more stable. I didn't feel empty between big goals. I didn't feel like I was always waiting for something.
I understand that. For me, small joys create a softer way to see people. When someone does a tiny, kind action, I feel warm. It makes me appreciate people more.
And when your mindset changes like that, you see the world differently. You feel less alone.
Let's talk about being present. I think small joys help us stay in the moment.
Yes, when you notice something small, like the sound of water or a nice smell, your mind stops moving too fast. It comes back to here. And being present feels peaceful.
The world is loud. People have many tasks, many worries. But small joys invite you to pause, even for 1 second.
1 second can change your whole mood. It's surprising.
I agree. Sometimes I feel stressed, and suddenly I see something small, like soft sunlight on the wall, and my mind slows down.
I think many listeners know that feeling. Small things say, it's okay. You're here. You're safe.
Another big change is gratitude. When you notice small joys, you become more grateful. Not in a big, dramatic way, just naturally.
Yes, gratitude is not always big words. Sometimes it's just a tiny moment where you think, oh, this feels nice.
And the more you feel grateful, the less you feel stressed. Gratitude and stress don't live well together.
True. And gratitude helps with language learning too. When you appreciate small progress, one new word, one clear sentence, you keep going.
I like that. Small joys and small progress work the same way. Let's talk about emotional balance. Some days are heavy, some days are fast, but small joys help us stay balanced.
Yes, they are like little anchors. When life pulls you too fast, small joys hold you for a moment.
They help you breathe.
Exactly. And they remind you that not everything is falling apart, even when your mind feels messy.
I think many people need that reminder. Life today is stressful. People move quickly. They forget to breathe.
But small joys bring you back to your center. Even something tiny like warm water on your hands can calm your emotions.
Yes, or hearing someone speak kindly, or feeling soft clothes on your skin, all of these can help balance your feelings. I also want to talk about relationships. Small joys make relationships stronger.
That's true. People often think relationships need big events, big gifts, big trips, big surprises. But the truth is, daily small joys create stronger bonds.
Yes. For example, when someone makes you tea, or asks about your day, or remembers something you said last week.
Those actions don't cost anything, but they build trust. They build connection.
And they feel more real than big events. Big events happen sometimes, but small kindness happens every day.
If people paid more attention to tiny, good moments between each other, relationships would feel warmer.
Another thing I want to talk about is routine. Some people think routine is boring, but routine has many small joys.
Yes, a routine is like a soft rhythm in life. You know what will happen, so you feel safe.
And inside that rhythm, small joys appear again and again, like your morning drink, or your walk to work, or opening your curtains.
I used to fight routine. I wanted life to be exciting all the time. But excitement is not stable. Routine gives stability.
And stability helps the mind relax. When your mind is relaxed, it notices more small good things.
That's true. A peaceful mind is a better observer.
Maybe we can talk more about nature, because nature brings many small joys, and they are free.
Yes, nature is full of tiny details. Soft sounds, moving leaves, warm light, cool air.
Even if you live in a city, nature is still there. The sky, the wind, a small tree, a sound of rain.
Rain is a big small joy for me. I like the sound. It feels safe.
Same. Rain makes me slow down. It makes me look around more.
And nature reminds us we are part of something bigger. It gives perspective.
Yes, nature helps the mind breathe.
Many listeners probably have busy days, so maybe we can talk about small joys during busy times.
Good idea. Busy days don't have to be cold. They can still have small, warm moments.
For example, taking a slow breath between tasks, or drinking water slowly, or feeling the chair under your back.
Or listening to soft sounds around you. Even in a busy office, there are tiny sounds that feel nice.
Yes, and sometimes a small break helps you work better.
A small break is not wasting time. It's restoring energy.
Exactly. Small joys give energy back to you.
I also think small joys help people grow, not in a big dramatic way, but in small steps.
Yes. For example, if you practice noticing good moments every day, you become more mindful, more patient.
And patience helps you make better choices. It helps you respond, not react.
That's a good point. Small joys teach you to slow down so you react less with stress.
They help you see the bright side of normal life.
And when you can see the bright side, life becomes less heavy.
Before we move to the next part, I want to say one thing. Small joys don't fix your whole life, but they make life softer. They make it easier to breathe.
Yes, and you don't need special moments. You don't need perfect days. You just need to notice tiny things.
Even one tiny moment today can change how you feel.
And we hope this part helps you notice more of those moments.
Now let's continue in part 4. Welcome back to part 4. In the last part, we talked about how small joys change our mindset and help us grow. Now, I think we should talk about something practical. How can we create more small joys in our lives? Not just notice them, but actually make them happen.
That's a great idea, because sometimes we wait for joy to come to us, but we can also invite it. We can design our days to have more tiny happy moments.
Exactly. And it doesn't need to be complicated. Small changes can make a big difference.
So maybe let's start with simple habits. What's one small habit that creates joy for you, Emma?
For me, it's leaving little notes for myself. Sometimes I write a kind message on a sticky note and put it on my computer. Something like, "You're doing great," or "Take a deep breath." When I see it later, it feels like a gift from my past self.
I love that. It's like being your own friend. For me, it's preparing my favorite tea in the morning. I don't just make tea quickly. I choose my favorite cup. I watch the steam rise. I make it a small ceremony. It starts my day with intention.
That's beautiful, and it shows that we can turn ordinary actions into small joys.
I think our environment is really important. We can arrange our spaces to have more small joys.
Yes, for example, I put a comfortable chair near the window. Now, I often sit there for 5 minutes just to look outside. It's a small change, but it brings me joy every day.
That's smart. For me, I keep my guitar in the living room instead of hidden in a closet. Now I sometimes play for just 2 minutes while waiting for dinner. Those 2 minutes feel special.
So the key is making joyful things visible and easy to reach.
Right. If something brings you joy, don't hide it. Keep it where you can see it.
Let's talk about rituals. Not big ceremonies, but tiny personal rituals.
What do you mean by that?
Like a 1-minute ritual. For example, every night before bed, I name one small thing I enjoyed that day. I say it out loud or just in my mind. It takes only a minute, but it helps me end the day on a positive note.
That's nice. I have a morning ritual. After I wake up, I stand by the window and take 3 deep breaths. I don't check my phone first. I just breathe and look outside. It sets a calm tone for the day.
These rituals don't take much time, but they create anchors of joy throughout the day.
I think we can create more joys through our senses. Many small pleasures come from what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch.
True. For sight, we can notice colors we like, maybe wear a shirt in our favorite color, or look at something beautiful.
For sound, we can listen to music we love, or enjoy silence. Both can be joyful.
For smell, we can light a candle we like, or make coffee and enjoy the aroma.
For taste, we can eat slowly and really taste our food. Even simple food tastes better when we pay attention.
And for touch, we can notice comfortable feelings, like soft blankets or warm water on our hands.
When we engage our senses, we create instant small joys.
Now, let's talk about creating joys through connection with others.
This is important because relationships are full of opportunities for small, happy moments.
Yes, for example, sending a short message to someone you care about. Just saying, I'm thinking of you, or hope you're having a good day.
That's a good one. I sometimes call a friend while walking home. It's not a long call, just 10 minutes, but it makes both of us happy.
Or we can give small compliments. Tell someone you like their smile, or thank you for their help.
These small connections don't take much effort, but they create warmth for everyone.
What about learning? Can learning create small joys?
Definitely. Learning something new can bring small moments of achievement.
For language learners, every new word understood is a small joy. Every sentence you can say correctly.
Yes, and we can celebrate those small learning victories, not just wait for big fluency.
Exactly. We can enjoy the process, not just the result.
Learning to cook one new simple recipe, learning to draw one simple shape. These small learnings bring satisfaction.
I want to talk about giving. How giving to others creates joy for us, too.
That's interesting. How does that work?
When we do something small for someone else, it often brings us joy, too, like holding the door for someone or letting someone go first in line.
I see what you mean. Those small acts of kindness make us feel connected to others. They make us feel like we're good people.
Yes, and we don't need to do big things. Small generosity counts, too.
But sometimes life gets in the way. How can we create small joys when we're very busy or stressed?
That's when we need small joys the most. And that's when we can make them super simple.
Like what?
Like taking one conscious breath, or drinking a glass of water slowly, or stretching for 10 seconds.
So even in busy times, we can find tiny moments.
Yes, the busier we are, the more we need these small pauses.
What about technology? Does it help or hurt our ability to create small joys?
I think both. I think technology can help if we use it intentionally, like sending a nice message to someone or listening to music we love.
But it can hurt if we use it mindlessly. Scrolling without purpose usually doesn't bring joy.
Right, so we can choose to use technology in ways that create genuine small joys.
Can we actually plan for small joys, or do they have to be spontaneous?
I think we can plan some of them. For example, we can plan to watch the sunset, or plan to call a friend, or plan to make our favorite meal.
So planning doesn't make the joy less real?
I don't think so. Planning helps us make sure we have things to look forward to.
That makes sense. We can schedule small pleasures into our days.
Before we continue to our final part, I want to say this. Creating small joys is a skill. We can practice it. We can get better at it.
Yes, and everyone can do it. You don't need special talent or money. You just need intention.
We hope this gives you some ideas for creating more small joys in your life.
Now let's continue to part 5, where we'll bring everything together.
And welcome to part 5, the final part of our conversation about finding joy in small things. Jake, it's been such a nice talk spreading over these 5 parts.
It really has, Emma. I feel like we've covered so much ground, from noticing small joys to creating them and how they change us.
Yeah. So for this final part, I thought we could do something special. Let's talk about how to make this a lasting part of our lives, how to keep noticing and creating small joys, even when life gets routine again.
That's the most important step, isn't it? Making it stick. So maybe let's start with integration. How do we weave this practice into the fabric of our daily life?
I think it's about linking it to things we already do. For example, every time you wash your hands, you can feel the water. Or every time you open a door, you can take one deep breath.
I like that. It's like attaching joy to existing habits. That way, you don't need to remember something new, you just use what you already have.
Exactly. The key is consistency, not complexity.
But let's be honest, some days it's hard to find any joy. What do we do on those days?
That's a great question. On those days, the goal isn't to find big joy, it's to find the tiniest thing. Maybe just the fact that you have a bed to sleep in, or that you can take one breath without pain.
So lower the bar.
Exactly. On difficult days, the bar should be very low. Finding one small thing is enough.
And if you can't find anything?
Then you can create a micro joy, something that takes 5 seconds, like putting your hand on your heart and feeling your heartbeat, or looking at a photo you love.
So even on the hardest days, we have some agency. We can still create a tiny moment of goodness.
Yes, and that tiny moment might not fix everything, but it can make the next moment slightly easier.
I've been thinking about how small joys connect to our deeper values, the things that truly matter to us.
How do you mean?
Well, if I value peace, then a small joy might be silence. If I value connection, a small joy might be a smile from a stranger. If I value growth, a small joy might be learning one new word.
That's beautiful. So our small joys can reflect what we care about most.
Yes, and when we notice which small joys mean the most to us, we learn about our own values.
That's a powerful insight. Our small joys are messengers. They tell us what we love. So, how do we build a life that naturally has more small joys?
I think it's about designing our environment, our habits, and our attention.
Let's start with environment. What does a joy-friendly environment look like?
It has things we love within easy reach. It has spaces for pause. It has beauty in simple things.
For me, it also means reducing clutter, physical clutter and mental clutter, because clutter makes it hard to see the good things.
And what about habits? What are joy-friendly habits?
Habits that include moments of appreciation, like pausing before eating or looking out the window after finishing work.
And joy-friendly attention? How do we cultivate that?
By regularly asking ourselves, what's good right now? Not in a big way, in a small way. What's one small thing that's okay right now?
That question alone can change how we experience life. Jake, I've been wondering how different cultures experience small joys. Do you have any thoughts on that?
That's an interesting question. I think every culture has its own small joys. In some cultures, it might be sharing tea with others. In some, it might be afternoon siestas. In others, it might be walking in nature.
But the common thread is that all cultures have these small moments of connection and appreciation.
Yes, the forms might be different, but the essence is the same. Pausing to enjoy life.
And for our listeners learning English, noticing small joys can be part of their cultural learning too.
Definitely. When you learn how people in English-speaking countries find small joys, you learn about their culture too.
Emma, what about sharing this practice with others? How can we spread this without being preachy?
I think by modeling it, by enjoying our own small moments visibly, by sharing our appreciation simply.
Like saying, I love this warm cup instead of just drinking quickly.
Yes, or pointing out a beautiful cloud to someone nearby.
And we can create small joys for others too, which often creates joy for us in return.
It's a beautiful cycle.
How do small joys help us during big life changes, like moving to a new country or starting a new job?
During transitions, small joys act as anchors. They remind us of who we are. They provide stability when everything else is changing.
So even when you're in a new place where you don't know anyone, you can still enjoy the morning air or the taste of food or the feeling of a warm shower.
Exactly. Small joys are portable. You can take them with you anywhere.
That's comforting for our listeners who might be living in new countries or learning a new language.
Yes, your small joys can be your home wherever you are.
Let's talk about the long-term effect. What happens after months or years of noticing small joys?
I think we become different people, more present, more grateful, more resilient.
And the joys compound, right? Like interest in a bank account?
Exactly. One small joy seems like nothing, but thousands of small joys over years create a rich life.
So the small isn't small in the long run.
No, the small is everything. Emma, before we end, I want to say something special to our English learners.
Please do.
Learning a language is full of small joys if you look for them. Understanding a joke, reading a sign, having a short conversation. Each of these is a small victory.
And if you appreciate these small moments, learning becomes more joyful and less stressful.
Exactly. So as you practice English, practice noticing small joys too. They will help you more than you know.
Well, Emma, we've reached the end of our 5-part series. It's been truly special.
It has, Jake. I feel like we've created something meaningful together.
To all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope this series helps you find more small joys in your daily life.
Remember, you don't need to wait for big happiness. You can find small joys today, right where you are.
Keep noticing, keep appreciating, keep finding those small moments.
Thank you for listening. This is Emma.
And Jake saying goodbye from Easy English Lab. Take care of yourselves and look for the small joys.